Hey guys, welcome back. My name is DJ, but everyone calls me Rehab in High Heels. And let me tell you, I effed up my deal. That's right. It doesn't matter if I had zero experience, 2 months, 6 months, a year. Hell, I have 5 years and I still screwed up. But I am here to tell you, yes, you, the savage, boom, that you are, how I messed up and how I can redeem myself on the mistakes that I made. So stay tuned. All right, so I got 4 tips or 4 stories that have happened to me this week. Yes, this week, that I made a huge mistake. And my job is to let you guys know either you're going to go through it or try your best not to experience the screw up that I've made. All right, so tip number 1. Do not, I repeat, do not let your seller scale you up on your purchase price or you're acquiring this deal. The reason why is it mess up you or it mess up the opportunity for you to go ahead and have an end buyer. So here's DJ's screw up. Now, I've done the ARV. I knew the pain point, called in, found out how many square footage of the house, the whole shebang, right? So I knew when I first walked into the house, how much I'm going to offer the motivated seller. There's a pain there. They want to get rid of it. But at the same time, I'm listening to the motivated seller and knowing that he's going to pretty much scale me, right? Scaling meaning increasing the purchase price when you already have it set in stone and you know how much it's going to cost without even seeing the property. So when I did see the property, I was confirmed that I was right on the nose. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing because I'm just that savage, right? So I end up listening to his pain point, to walk around, took plenty of pictures, pretty much getting prepared to send my offer. I had my offer written down. I had the contract in my back pocket. Now, mind you, I also had 2 of my mentees with me, so they had an opportunity to see me in action, right? So I told them, rule number 1, know your number and don't go no higher than 10%. So I presented my offer. I said, Mr. Seller, hey, this is how much I'm offering. Well, of course, he would say, that's too low. That's not what I was looking for. I said, well, tell me what are you thinking? Because obviously I'm not psychic. And that's what I told him. Like, well, obviously I don't know what you're looking for. So tell me. He said, well, it's not that. Okay, well, throw a number at me. Like, my feelings won't get hurt. I promise you. So then he ended up telling me, well, I was thinking, well, Zillow. Let me tell you about Zillow. Zillow is never right. Like, I don't know why people following this Zestimate and they increase the price and you have to do your due diligence. They barely know what's been sold. They just give you a Zestimate. So when you hear the word Zillow, take it by the grain of salt, people. Like, seriously, take it, okay? Anyway, back to the story. He said, well, Zillow said that I increased $30,000 above what I last had it for. So I know I can't have it for this amount. Okay, give me a number. So he said that, based on this number, time 30%. So I pulled out my phone. The number that he gave me, time 30%. It's okay. This is the number you're looking for. Is this where we're looking at? And you want them to tell you how to come to agreements. You don't want to be the person that say, hey, this is what I'm offering. Well, I offered this amount. He countered back, said that's too low. Then he recountered and gave me a percentage. So again, that's building rapport and also knowing where his mind or her mind is set, right? So I sent the offer. I said, okay, how about this? He told me and my crew to go back and do the number. All right, fine. We'll go run a corner, but I want to make sure that we actually have the contract at hand, right? So I was right on my offer. I knew I was right, but I ended up allowing this man to scale me up about 60% above what I was willing to give. And I don't know why I did that. And I'm pissed off about that, right? Here's another thing. If you stick to your gun, follow with him on a later date. Because what he's trying to do is trying to get a bidding war on an off market. And then another thing is you don't want to do is to have a contract on a deal that you got to work 10 times harder with your end buyer. Like I was telling him, we got to have 3 wins. A win for you, a win for my end buyer, and a win for us. Because that's what we need to do, right? So tip number 1, do not, I repeat, do not allow your motivated seller to scale you up on your price when you know the price is what it's supposed to be, okay? Okay. Tip number 2, do not give your end buyer the address if you don't have it on contract. Because, people, if you haven't done any business with your end buyer, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go there and try to take the deal away from you. So I had an end buyer go to another property, and again, I was still working out the numbers on the contract. Well, he told me he's going to do a drive-by. He ended up talking to the motivated seller. They came up with a number, and I'm out. Just that simple. I couldn't even fix the problem. I couldn't even negotiate. He said, hey, I talked to somebody, and they, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Now, mind you, I was highly pissed to the fact that that was my fault for even giving out the address before I even have it on contract. And then second of all, how shady this buyer was just to go ahead and remove me for doing all the work. So whenever you are a wholesaler, you want to make sure you use your dollars on marketing, and you're a problem solver. So tip number 2, please make sure you have that contract, and then also put a memorandum attached to it when you take it to the title company. You don't want to have these issues. Like I said, I lost the money and I lost the deal because I did not put it on contract, or I was still negotiating with the motivated seller. My end buyer was so eager to go there, and then he just lucked up and met up with the the seller, and I'm out. So I'm highly pissed. That's $20,000 and I'm mad. All right, but that's a lesson learned. Again, it doesn't matter if you have the experience or don't. You just don't get comfortable, and make sure you get the earnest money as well. All right. Yes, earnest money. Tip number 3. Make sure you get your earnest money before you take the property off the market. Why? Because you don't want them to hold your deal hostage. You have a timeline on your contract, people. Time is not your friend. When you have a 30-day contract, that's the reason why I put 65 days on my contract, because I don't know when my end buyer, if I haven't used this end buyer before, have to go through a hard money lender, or if I use this end buyer before, they're just slow as molasses, but they close. Make sure you get earnest money. This earnest money only does 2 things. It lets you know that they're serious about buying the property, And this is part of your commission or your assignment fee. You got to make sure that they're serious about closing. I don't want to hear, hey, you know me, D, I got you. I ain't say that out loud, but you can read my lips. Not going to happen. Because, again, based on my experience, they're going to hold your deal on hostage, and your days are counted. It's been numbered. And then they don't move, or they say that my lender said something and I can't move forward. As you can tell, this week was not a good week. But you got to move forward. So make sure you get a Earnest Money. Make sure they sign your assignment contract, submit it over to the title company, follow through the whole step. It's so important to do that, okay? Tip number 4 on my F-ups. Please, please, please make sure you, first and foremost, visit the property. So this whole week, I was banging it, finding plenty of properties, getting on contract. This one deal I end up co-wholesaling with. I didn't know what was going on with the property. I just trust the wholesaler, and it's the new wholesaler, and that's my fault. Please, please, please treat it as your own. Even though you're co-wholesaling, make sure, one, they sign a, it's called a option and optionee agreement, not a JV agreement. If you need this optionee agreement, I have it. I will put it in my description so you guys can use it. It's very important to get it. As well, there's a difference between a JV contract and an optionee contract. Let me just give you a small tip about it. Optionee and optioner agreement gives that co-wholesaler, I usually give them 15 days to market on their own platform. And then if they don't come and bring me an end buyer, then I take my contract back, and it's my responsibility to go ahead and close on the deal. And they can't do, chain and try to sell it and find another wholesaler to find another wholesaler. I believe I said that on a different video. So if you're looking for an optionee and optioner agreement and have a timeline on there will be a description. Inside my description, you will find this contract, okay? So again, let's do a small recap. Make sure you don't allow your motivated seller to scale you when you know the numbers, and walk away and don't feel that you can't find another deal. There's deals everywhere. Tip number 2, make sure you have that contract signed, sealed, and delivered, and don't give out the address until after the fact that the contract has been assigned by you as with the motivated seller and at the title company with a memorandum. Tip number 3, make sure you have a earnest contract or earnest money to that contract so your end buyer don't lag on your deal. And then know this is non-refundable. I ain't giving back that damn money. And tip number 4, please, please, please make sure, what did I tell you guys? Put a time frame on co-wholesaling with another wholesaler. It's called an optionee and optioner, and you need to have that. Again, I hope I gave you some really good, valuable tips on my F-ups. If you love this shirt, it will be in the job description. Did I say job description? Ugh. If you love this shirt, it will be in the description page. As well, the optionee and optioner agreement will be there as well. Please leave plenty of comments, likes, and shares. The more information that I provide based off your comments, the more information I would love to share with you guys, okay? So stay tuned. I see you next time. See ya.